JJ's got the keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner, where the coins keep turning. Log in now, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner, JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow, crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing today, guys? Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin currently trading at $89,167.99. Bitcoin dominance, 59.77. Silver still lingering at 103.26. DXY plummeting, 97.45. Market pretty stagnant on this lovely Saturday evening we have here. Very, very cold up in Michigan. I don't know where you guys are at. We're in single digits, and it feels like we are negative double digits. It's actually insane. I'm wearing slippers. I don't wear slippers. It's reaching that point where I'm like, man, I should layer up because the furnace ain't cutting it. We've got a change in liquidity, it seems. Never mind. It actually looks about right. Yesterday it looked different for sure. We've got, what do we have? 88,583. 88,583. And then the bottom of that, we have, I'm going to go all the way down here, 87,360. And then the top, nope, we've got right there, 90,051. And the top of the top, we have 91,213. Alright, so tighter range than we had yesterday. Interesting to see it change mid-weekend, but it is what it is. Bitcoin most certainly lingering. RSI sitting right at 40. Did cross bearish over the moving average. It doesn't look like it's going to do much, though. It might dump for all I know. We got more tariff threats this time on Canada, but to be honest, nobody really cares. John Greger said, "Oh, what's up? What's the Fed trap?" Well, you're gonna have to tune into the entire stream to find out. $89,159.39 on Bitcoin. Like I said, there's nothing going on. We got complete weekend liquidity. Not much is going to change until tomorrow afternoon, so not expecting too much in the way of price action. ETH lingering right on this trend line. $2,951.72. Struggling to get back above 3K. We were back above it for a hot second back here, and that was clearly a trap. So right now we wait. RSI very similar to Bitcoin, sitting right above or right below 40. We are above that moving average in the RSI though. Red dot in the momentum wave on Market Cipher with negative money flow. So about 50-50 as far as bullish and bearish goes on the indicators. Solana is down 0.1% since the daily close, currently trading at 127.08. We are lingering beneath the legacy neckline. and we've explained that a bunch of times, but we're kind of, I wouldn't call it, it's not a bear flag. It's more of like a, I don't know, consolidation. It does have a triangular essence of triangle, if you will, but not really too much to really look at. The price action is flattening out, which is very strange. RSI got a bearish crossover the moving average. I'm going to say January 23rd, and we've trended bearish since. Cecil Freak said, Patty the Batty for the win. Total 3 down 0.2% on the day, currently trading at $841.18 billion. Not much going on here either. We are lingering, very quiet. I don't know if this is like a consolidation before explosive move to the upside. That would be cool, but as of right now, it just seems quiet, man. Quiet price action. Hopefully, maybe we got one of these going on to where we can do an inverse Mothman. Computer's definitely not liking something. At 14% of our frames are dropping. So we'll see what happens come tomorrow and eventually Monday. We do have FOMC this week. That's the main event of January, to be honest. Cardano down 0.45% on the day, currently trading at 35.68. Not gonna lie, the fact that we're below 36 again, probably going lower. We'll see if we go all the way down to 32.71, just like last time, or if we can maintain some semblance of support up here. RSI sitting right at 40. A red dot on the momentum wave pointing to the downside. Negative money flow. SNEC is down 0.09% on the day, currently trading at 0.0007476. We are struggling to get above 7772 again. Tisha said, hopefully you don't need more RAM. No, I got plenty. You got, like I said, you guys bullied me into getting more RAM a couple months ago, right before everything kind of exploded in cost. So I appreciate you guys for doing that. Thank you. I'm very grateful. Midnight is up 1% on the day, currently trading at 59,155. Can we get back to 64? We did get a nice bounce off of 54 again, which we were looking for. So that's good. The question is, are we going to maintain this, or is this just a failure? We're going to reject 6 and break below 54 and head towards 46 next. Only time will tell. Volume could be better, but it is specific to OKX, so it is what it is. XRP is down 0.41% on the day, currently trading at 190.65. Having trouble getting anywhere near $2. We've just been stuck in linger mode, man. We had like Greenland, Japanese yen situation, which is still ongoing. So I'm assuming that's why, the Greenland tariff news. Everyone assumed that it was about Greenland. It had nothing to do with Greenland. It was strictly the Japanese bond market. So when we got out of Greenland and we had a framework for a deal, nothing really happened. We had that little bit of retail was like, yay, and then it petered right back out. Because that's not actually the issue that we're looking for. So there are rumors floating around that the Fed is considering printing to help fix the Japanese bond market situation, which would be incredibly bullish for the market. But we'll see what happens. As of right now, hard assets seem to be the winners. Avalanche down 0.33% of the day. Still lingering sideways. We'll see if we recouple with the fractal or if we end up coming all the way down to our lower trend line here at 11.30. Chainlink down 0.57% on the day. Can't get back above 12.39. We'll see if we end up pulling back all the way down here at 11.5. Or if we linger sideways like both of them seem like they're probably going to do. Silver, we talked about, up 7.38% since the close. 103.26 on the current price is crazy. I believe in Shanghai it has crossed into like 112, 113 territory. So it's heating up, definitely heating up for sure. We are incredibly overbought on the 4-hour time frame for silver. Daily, also incredibly overbought, but we've been consistently overbought since November. So apparently that don't matter, especially if the modern currency system is just collapsing. We talked about FOMC coming up next week. The week after that, next week we got FOMC, and then February 2nd we get the ISM manufacturers PMI print. Jay West Venture said, "Good game, silver, guys, not a shit coin." Right. So DXY collapsing is very interesting. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. We'll see if it touches this trend line and finds support. Whenever DXY collapses like this, we usually have a pretty good time in risk assets, but we're not really seeing that in the crypto space. Risk assets seem to have moved on to the Russell 2000 and everything but crypto, it seems. So there's also rumors that the Clarity Act is going to pass soon. I don't know. Government shutdown. There's too many geopolitical rumors towards the end of the month. I will say, coming out of January, going into February, it is going to get really, really heavy for Trump and the Republicans if they want to win midterms. They're going to really have to start showing up because right now, so far, they have tremendously fumbled the bag, and I don't know if they're going to get the votes if they don't step up soon. It seems kind of messy for them. It really does. Anyways, 97.45 on DXY. We'll see if we end up coming down holding 96.8. If we break below that and we continue down, it's going to be crazy because we've never gone below. This is a legacy trend line from, I think, 2011. Goes all the way back to 2011. So if the DXY loses that, then we're entering, look at this. This is the 2000 dot-com bubble. We're entering dot-com bubble territory, and then housing market financial crisis right here. If we lose that, then it's going to get pretty intense. It's taken us quite some time to climb out of that, which kind of cracks me up. People are like, the U.S. has lost its status as the reserve currency of the world. I'm like, it hasn't been the reserve currency of the world for forever. Like, you need to calm down. But I don't know. There's a lot of fear mongering going on online as well. I don't know what happened to X, the feed. It was great, and then it turned to garbage, and then it was okay, and now it's back to garbage. It's just non-stop, like, semi-viral clips and, like, shit posting. There's no crypto stuff on there at all. And I don't know. I don't. It's hard to find a reason to use it as a source of anything. MicroStrategy, aka Big B Coffee, we talked about it yesterday. 162.90. Having trouble getting back above 167.47. I believe Vanguard purchased some actually on this gap down. So I'd be interested to see if this goes down further and then recovers, or if it actually does collapse. Who knows? Tishu said currency will not collapse yet. It's what most people use. Most don't even understand currency devaluation, which is why we have to play this stupid game of trying to get more of it. JWS Venture said Penguin on Solana just changed lives. Was I in early? Nope. NASDAQ, same situation. We're waiting for Monday to see if the fractal continues to play out. And if it does, maybe it's just going to play out on a shorter time frame. Who knows? S&P, also same situation. Waiting for the fractal to see if it plays out for Monday, Tuesday. Bitcoin down 0.11% on the day. 89,126, 89,120. Getting a little spicy. Alt's not really feeling it. News. President Trump threatens to impose 100% tariffs on Canada if they make a deal with China. White House says America is the crypto capital of the world. I'm so glad that they said that. You know, what would we do if they didn't say those words? CFTC Chair Mike Seelig says there is no better place in the world to build than the crypto capital of the world. This is so gimmicky. Marty Party posted his Bitcoin wipe-off accumulation update. We're looking for January 30th for a spring of around 79-80K. Tishu said, you agree or do most people know? I agree with what? You said currency will not collapse yet. It's what most people use. Most don't even understand currency devaluation, which is why we have to play the stupid game of trying to get more of it. I guess I've never really thought about it. I don't think currency's going to collapse. Ever. Currency devaluation, I think, is a meme. I feel like no one's ever going to like my answers. Kobe SC Letter posted, President Trump says he will impose a 100% tariff on all Canadian goods and products if Canada makes a trade deal with China. Just 8 days ago, Canada announced a new strategic partnership with China. We are back to step number 1 of the tariff playbook. I always was under the impression, based on my Canadian friends saying it all the time, that China basically owned Canada. So, I don't know, it's news to me that they just recently were like, hey, we're friends with China now, suddenly, out of nowhere. I thought that they were always like, had their hand up their back. Tishu said, Ben just uploaded a video. Bye. Take it easy, Tishu. Appreciate you. President Trump 8 days ago, if Canada can get a trade deal with China, they should do that. President Trump today, if Canada makes a deal with China, they will immediately be hit. It will immediately be hit with a 100% tariff. Joe Oswald said it technically is collapsing because people can't afford a house now, but could back then. Is that the currency collapsing, or is that everything else increasing in value because of greed? Just saying. Kobe SC later posted, we are 4 weeks into 2026. Week 1, U.S. captures Venezuela's President Maduro. Week 2, Fed Chair Powell investigated by Department of Justice. Week 3, President Trump tariffs EU over Greenland. Week 4, President Trump threatens 100% Canada tariff. This is the most tradable market in history. Wow. President Trump said the last thing the world needs to have is China take over Canada. It's not going to happen. It's probably going to happen. Unless, I don't know. This is all political theater to me at this point, man. It really is. I think that they're just doing this for whoever knows whatever. I don't know. Investors are piling into global equities at an accelerating pace. Global equity funds attracted $71 billion in inflows last week. This marked a 3,450% increase from the $2 billion inflow in the prior week. Meanwhile, global money market funds posted $62 billion in outflows. As a result, equity inflows surpassed money market funds by $133 billion, the third largest difference since at least the 2008 financial crisis. By comparison, the 2024 peak was $150 billion. Investors are rotating from cash-like assets into global equities. Cool. U.S. large corporate bankruptcies rose 9% year over year in 2025 to 749 for the period ending December 14th, the highest in 15 years. This marks the fourth consecutive annual increase. Bankruptcies have surged 101% since the 2022 low of 372 filings. Persistently high interest rates continue to pressure over-leveraged companies. As a result, bankruptcies are expected to continue rising in 2026. Bankruptcies are rising at recession-like pace. What if they're doing all of this? What if they're like slowly doing like random recession things? They're like, okay, a bunch of bankruptcies, okay, monetary collapse, okay, Japanese bond market, like one thing at a time. And then once all of those things reset, they're like, okay, we can we can have the roaring 20s again. And everybody celebrates. It's all just one weird, manipulation tactic. That'd be interesting. Philly said, hey fellas and doodles, what's going on, Philly? I'm not a fan of the cold right now. I feel like I have arthritis, which is weird. Because normally I'm pretty comfy. Silver prices in Shanghai rise as high as $112 an ounce, with premiums to U.S. prices hitting plus $9 an ounce. China is facing a historic shortage of physical silver. I gotta say, there's a lot of people calling for the collapse of this. I don't think it's gonna happen. And maybe I'll be wrong and I'll eat my words, but for now, I think silver is gonna continue to fly. International stocks are seeing massive inflows. Total developed market equity fund have attracted $50 billion in net inflows year to date. International stocks captured 78% of the total at plus $39 billion. Investors also invested $5 billion and $2 billion into Europe and Japanese equities, respectively. By comparison, the U.S. has posted just $771 million in inflows. In other words, international stocks attracted 50 times more inflows than U.S. stocks so far in 2026. Demand for international stocks is surging. Very cool. Prediction markets. Weekly spot markets climbed from $0 to $5 billion in a year, which correlates with Fahid's theory that everyone left for prediction markets instead of meme coins and whatever else, gambling. Prediction markets seem to be the place to be, not gonna lie. And I've been thoroughly enjoying the prediction markets compared to the cryptocurrency market, so it makes sense in my brain. Bitcoin net realized P&L dropped to a level we haven't seen since March 2022, which was literally like the bear market, by the way. Arthur Hayes posted, very bullish if true for Bitcoin. This assumes Fed prints money, creates banking reserves. Dollars are then sold to buy yen. If the Fed is manipulating the yen, we will see it BS grow via the foreign currency denominated assets line item, which comes out weekly in the H41 release. Hayes says Fed dollar printing to prop up the yen would be very bullish for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin ETFs saw weekly net outflows of over $1.3 billion, eradicating almost all of the inflows from the previous week. Over $200 billion was wiped out from the crypto market in the past 7 days. Bitcoin has existed for 6,230 days and has only traded above today's price for 355 of them. That puts Bitcoin higher than 94% of its entire existence. That's crazy. Philly said, we are mere hours away from a foot of snowstorm. Tishu, hey buddy. Tishu said, even Gemini is pushing to use prediction market. They launched their own too. I think Gemini is clawing at whatever life they have left. They're like hemorrhaging cash right now, aren't they? Philly said, I tried a prediction market a few years ago. Got royally effed. I mean, I think that's... So the reason why I think the prediction market is so attractive over crypto is because with crypto, you buy here and you wait. And you wait and you wait and you wait. And it might go up and it might go down and whatever. It's a slow amount, whatever. If I buy a prediction market bet right here at 50% and it expires next week, then next week I either am yes, I'm getting to double my money, or no, I lose my money. You get a definitive answer. It's done, cut and dry. There's no dancing around it, no BS. It's a lot more simple, easy to understand, and it's fun. It's really fun. Even if you lose, it's fun. I don't know what's going to happen. I had a bunch of nonsense bets that are probably all going to lose. But I thoroughly enjoy placing them and speculating, which is kind of crazy. We've definitely been... What's the opposite of spoiled? Tortured? We've been tortured recently in markets, so... Tisha said they have a good crypto rewards credit card. They could be making good money on that. I'm not sure. Tom Lee said, I still don't think $200,000 Bitcoin is that crazy. It's just a doubling in price. It's just a doubling in price. That's so easy to say when you're like already a billionaire. Throwback 16 years ago today, someone offered to sell digital art for 500 Bitcoin worth $1 at the time. Was this the first NFT? Probably not, because Bitcoin doesn't have NFTs. ETH, waiting to be unstaked, fell to 0 again, while 3.11 million ETH is waiting 54 days to be staked. That's liquid staking in Ethereum terms, guys. You have to wait to enter, you have to wait to leave. Very innovative. Stock Money Lizards posted Bitcoin versus gold rotation cycle. 90K, 85K, 76K, 68K. In the end, it doesn't matter. I don't know if they did that on purpose. From a zoom out perspective, Bitcoin has entered the rotation bottom accumulation zone. I have no doubt that Bitcoin will hit 200K in 2026 to early 2027 NFA DYOR, which is not financial advice, do your own research. It's going to be interesting. Cantonese Cat posted 4-hour Bitcoin Bollinger Band keeps squeezing harder. It's probably going to continue to squeeze if Bitcoin doesn't move because it's damn flat right now. It's boring. This is ridiculous. And it's looking more and more like a bear flag every time I see it. When gold starts moving, Bitcoin doesn't walk, it launches. Hold on tight. This ride is just getting started. This is according to Bitcoin Pulse X. And they're not lying. This is almost like the prequel to the business cycle chart as well. So if you overlaid all of those, it would probably just be one continuous move up, which is quite interesting to think about. Toro posted, breaking Bitcoin is $70,000 behind where liquidity says it belongs. The last 3 times this happened, Bitcoin caught up. The pattern is repeating perfectly. I don't think it is. We've decoupled tremendously. If this is what he's talking about, the last 3 times that's happened, the last 3 times it happened, it was like maybe 20% decorrelation. Now it's like 80. I'm just saying. 100x altcoin gems posted, what are the best small caps to accumulate now? Should we do a video talking about altcoins and what altcoins we're looking at? I feel like that'd be a good video. Rectober posted, the rotation from silver, gold to Bitcoin altcoins is going to hit like crack in the 80s. Trust me. We'll see. We will see. Barchart posted Tesla versus Lucid. Since Lucid's IPO, total domination by Tesla. This one was really interesting to look at to me because they were very closely correlated. And then they both dropped in like between October 22 and April 23. Huge drop. And then recovery. And then Tesla carried on, and Lucid lost everything. That entire recovery was lost almost immediately afterwards. So I don't know what happened back then, but damn. 30-year mortgage rate spikes to 6.74%, its highest level in more than 1 month. Well, it was fun while it lasted. We got literally less than a month of low mortgage levels. Less than a couple days, it seems. Let's see. We got some stuff in the chat. Tisha said, I'm not either, hence why I said they could be. But I use it daily to buy lunch and have some free crypto. Very cool. Philly said, JJ, can you see if ETH comes up for you at the beginning days when was ETH still in the single dollars? Tisha said Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct 90s era. Mortal Kombat, because I don't know what the other one is. See if ETH comes up for me in the dollar. Let's go to a clean ETH chart. Early days. I'm going to go to the weekly when it was still in the dollars. I'm going to say we got hundreds way back here. Yeah, it looks like it climbed out in 2017 and has not returned since. You've been triple digits since 2017. Billy. And let's get back to Bitcoin on the 4 hour. 89, 46, and 71 cents. Are we going to hit the lower liquidation point, liquidate some bulls? Bank of Japan boosting the Japanese yen again. US dollar, Japanese yen. Boosting? How's this boosting? It was the Fed today. So people think that the Fed is propping up the Japanese yen already. Gold scores biggest weekly gain since March 2020. Crazy. 65% of S&P 500 stocks are beating the SPX this year, the strongest market breadth since 2001 and second best in history. Tisha said, what? You don't know what Killer Instinct is? Now I know you're not a gamer. I told you I wasn't a gamer. Breaking India. India's stock market on the brink of closing below its 200-day moving average for the first time since May. Wow. Gold at 200 or 2,000. Only one guy there. Gold at 5,000. Everybody's there. Interesting. It's probably going to continue to go up too. Natural gas soared 34% this week, the biggest weekly gain since 2009, which is literally right after the 2008 financial crisis. Interesting observation. Gold has overtaken the US dollar as the largest global reserve asset. Also very interesting. Philly said, JJ, I was looking for the early days when ETH was in the single dollars before it went into the 100s. Can you see prior to 2017? 2017 is when it went in, when it was in the single dollars. If you go to ETH USD, problem is I can really only do it on the weekly because of how far back we gotta go. Yeah, right here, single digits. 2017. Right here. At some point it got above 10, but you're looking at 2016, 2017. It allegedly launched in 2015, according to this. So 2015 to 2016, January, February 2016, and then it blew up. All right. Yeah, Bitcoin getting a little dumpy here. Probably going to be a poopy weekend for the price action, I'm just saying. Kobayashi letter. Retail investors are dumping Apple stock while piling into Nvidia and Tesla. Individual investors purchased $15 billion of Nvidia stock since July 2025, the most among all Magnificent Seven stocks. This is more than the other 6 stocks combined. This was followed by $6 billion cumulative retail purchases of Tesla over the same period. By comparison, Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google saw $3 billion, $3 billion, $2 billion, and $2 billion, respectively. Meanwhile, Apple posted minus $4 billion of retail net outflows over the same time period. Retail seems to be ditching Apple for now. Not gonna lie, probably maybe a dip worth buying, just considering that, you know, they're kind of going with Google for their AI. The odds of another government shutdown by January 31st surged to 75% per Polymarket. Less than 3 months later, the government shutdown is back. It literally was damn near zero. And it exploded overnight. Senate Democrats to shut down U.S. government if DHS and ICE funding is included, following fatal shooting in Minneapolis. I'm pretty sure that's like the 8th fatal shooting in Minneapolis this week. I don't know. I'm not actually keeping up with that because is this insensitive? It's a mess. I don't, it has nothing to do with me, and I want nothing to do with it. It just seems like a pain in the ass. Binance founder CZ says very few trading strategies beat the simple buy and hold strategy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that only works if the number goes up, CZ. So can you fix it? We now have another government shutdown on the way. Potential new 100% tariffs on Canada. President Trump actively looking to acquire Greenland. U.S. Armada heading toward Iran. Department of Justice investigation into Fed Chair Powell. BlackRock's CIO is likely the next Fed chair. Rick Ryder, by the way. Very cool. Very, like, superhero-esque name. President Trump calling for $2,000 stimulus checks and 1% interest rates. Asset owners will be the only winners. Mr. President Trump, please send out stimulus checks so that we can pump our bags. Otherwise, you're going to lose midterms. That is it for news. Bitcoin, 88,881 and 53 cents and dropping. Market looks like doo-doo. Portfolio update. Number go down. We are $541 down on the 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. Meme coin portfolio is, was this 1,000? Yeah, this was 1,000. Okay, so this is a $633 down. 633. Dang, that's crazy. Narrative portfolio down. This is a $500 portfolio, so this is down $216. And the knife catching portfolio is down $469. Nice, $469. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Short stream today. Not much going on in the way of news. Market looks like crap. It's going to continue to look like crap. The weekends have been ruined. Hopefully not for forever, but for now. Tisha said we're bleeding and back in extreme bear. Oh yeah, let's go look at fear and greed. We're at 25 over here, and over here we are at 34 on CoinMarketCap. Very cool. We do have a trend line. We have a trend line, which is good. Let me change the color of this, because that'll be important, I'm sure. I am looking for a potential bottoming around, what did I say? Did I say 70? Yeah, I said 70. Yep, my bear market bottom is 70K. So if we are truly in a bear market and Bitcoin decides to break down from here, I'll be looking for 70. As far as alts are concerned, if Bitcoin breaks out of here and starts heading towards 70, alts are probably going to zero. I don't want to be a pessimist, but it's probably not looking good. 88, 879, 98. Yeah, they're already pretty decimated as it goes right now. I don't know. It's if you believe in altcoins, then it's gonna be a nice time to accumulate if it gets any more rough than it already is. I'm not holding my breath. I don't think it's going to, but who knows? Philly said, thanks, JJ. Thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate you, Philly. Thank you for showing up. Cheers, my friend. Happy Saturday. It's so cold in the D. All right, October 10th bottom wick is 766. Maybe we got to fill that. That was actually Philly's idea right there. So far, 839. We're staying above 800. But it's just not, it's not looking hot. It's not looking hot right now. That's for sure. Everything looks the same. There's no fun to be had in these charts. We do got a potential inverse head and shoulder here, which would be cool. That would be pretty sick if something like that happened. We'll see. I do have new internet hardware arriving within the next 2 weeks, but that's like 2 weeks according to the internet company, so it's probably going to be a month. but I started that like a week ago, so technically it would be like 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks. So once that arrives, hopefully all of the internet issues go away. Not that we're having any right now. I do see though that I have 15.4% of my frames have been dropped, so definitely could be better. We never looked at gold. Let's go. We got silver. Let's go take a look at gold. 49.87. Can't believe this hasn't hit 5K yet. Where's the actual chart that I normally look at? There it is. Yeah, whew, that's crazy. I believe my top target, yeah, is 58, and that was measured a while ago. That was measured way down here when we were at like 30. We'll just call it 3,800. So it's gonna be crazy to see if that actually hits. That's a big number. That's a lot of money going into gold and silver right now. So much money. Crypto fear and greed. People are spooked. I still can't believe last week climbed into greed so fast. So it's comical to see that collapse as quickly as it did. Because, I mean, it climbed out way too fast. Everyone was like, we're bullish again, yay! And the market was like, I don't think you should be. And everything took a dump again. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. FOMC, I believe, is on, what is it, the 28th, next Wednesday? So that's definitely a day that we're going to be 100% dialed in on. If the weather does not cooperate on Wednesday, then I should be able to live stream it for you guys. But it's all dependent on weather. If it's way too cold and I got to work outside, then I'm going to stay home. So we'll see how it goes. Tisha said, that's something I like for sure. JJ streaming, even on boring days. At least I won't go insane, if you get me. I mean, it's comforting, especially on the bad days. So I've gotten to the point where even if I don't want to stream, I feel obligated to. Not for any reason other than the fact that I've had such a long winning streak. My brain is like, well, if you stop now, then this will be your first day off in like over 14 months, which blows my mind. So I don't want to I don't want to miss a day because I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? There's a psychological impact at this point. I'm like, I have to stream. It's part of my routine. And I've like snuck stuff in there now. Like I'll work out before my stream. So now I have an excuse every single day. Like it's an obligation. I'm like, okay, I have to work out because it like gets me amped up for the stream. And it also forces me to work out. So it's pretty cool. So it's definitely it's become part of the routine, and it's a coping mechanism. I can bounce ideas off you guys, and you guys can tell me every single one of them is stupid and idiotic, and I can defy you anyways and still go through with those ideas. And then the next day or a week later, whenever it inevitably goes wrong, I will complain to you guys about not stopping me from executing those horrible ideas. If you too want to execute horrible ideas, we have a referral link for Kalshi in the description. I did not know this, so I thought that we all just got $10. They've increased the promotion now. Anyone who signs up with the Kalshi link, you guys get $25. I get $10. You guys get $25. You have to place, I think, $25 in bets, and the $25 that you get is a non-withdrawable site credit, but it is still like if you bet $25 and then you get $25 from them and you bet that $25, and whatever you win from the $25 that you are given by Kalshi is your money. So I don't know, it's free money, it's fun. $25 help support the channel. It's entirely up to you. It is gambling, so if you do decide to do it, treat it like gambling. Not financial advice. It's just supposed to be fun. Helps take your mind off the crappy market. Saeed said, from where do you read the news? X. I only go on X to read the news because everywhere else is trash. I really like, for crypto stuff, I like Watcher Guru. And for everything else, I like the Kobayashi letter. Bar chart's really good for stock market. Cointelegraph is also good for crypto stuff, although they lean a little bit biased sometimes. They like and dislike certain projects. And then I also like to get retail input, so I'll just search altcoins and Bitcoin on X as well, which is why you guys sometimes see so many posts from like Mustache and stuff. Mustache is a very, very heavily retail driven account on X, posting all of like his crazy over the top bullish charts and stuff. But that's what retail sees, and the reason why those people have over 250,000 followers is because retail sees that and they're like, oh, I'm super bullish. That chart's super bullish. I like that. I'm going to follow him. So then we can get our fingers on the pulse of retail, even though we're retail as well. I try to pull from multiple sources. That's why you guys see such a diverse, I guess, cast of nonsense in the news segment. Tisha said, also, if number really go up, you can brag that you never gave up to the non-believers. Also, CZ on X. I don't follow CZ. I mean, maybe I do follow him, but if he posts something, then all the crypto people will be like, CZ said he likes his toilet paper over, not under, when placing it on the roll holder. For some reason, CZ, Sailor, they speak words. Tom Lee has recently been added to the list as well. They speak words, and everyone reports on it. It's the goofiest thing. Like, literally any nonsense that they say, they're like, Michael Saylor said this. And Michael Saylor's like, I like Bitcoin. They're like, Michael Saylor says, I like Bitcoin on last night. They report on it instantly. 1 hour ago, Michael Saylor, I like Bitcoin. It's the goofiest thing, man. It's kind of funny. All right, guys. I hate to not go an hour, but there's nothing happening, unfortunately. And it's pretty late. I waited a little long to go live today. I was hoping something was going to happen, but the price just continued to drop. That's the unfortunate part of diversifying into the stock market and stuff like that as well. Like, crypto doesn't do anything anyways, and then on the weekends, the stock market doesn't do anything. So then we're really stuck in a rut. You know, I can go live and talk about how cold it is outside, but who cares? So, if you guys want to chill, I'm in the Discord pretty much all day, every day. Tisha said, oh, the infamous, all right, guys. Yeah, I'm going to call it an evening. Bitcoin 888 and 885 and 15 cents. As always, guys, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, or the rest of the market, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.